Warrenpoint Municipal Park is the jewel in Warrenpoint's crown. Here we're surrounded by trees, and I have the pleasure today of speaking to Project Officer with the Woodland Trust, Bronagh Gallager. Bronagh, what is the Woodland Trust?
Woodland Trust is the UK organisation for woods and trees, and we essentially look after the woodlands that we have. We restore them, which is really important, but we also create new woodland as well. And we plant trees to create new woodlands. And that's really important, particularly here in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland only has 8% woodland coverage. Some people might think, oh, that seems all right, but actually we have the least amount of woodland coverage of any other country in Europe apart from Iceland. So we're not doing too well on that score, so we're wanting to improve that and plant trees and woods in Northern Ireland.
Now, trees have been described as the lungs of the world.
Yes, that's true. They actually take in and absorb carbon dioxide, and they actually release oxygen, which is of course what we breathe and what other animals breathe as well, and that is what allows us to survive. But what trees actually do is they absorb carbon dioxide along with sunlight, and they use that to create the sugars and the glucose that they use to feed themselves, and then the byproduct of that is the oxygen that they release. So they are really important for gathering up the carbon and storing it within themselves and actually transferring it back down into the ground where it should be.
Trees are of huge importance on many levels, from insects to oxygen.
Yes, absolutely. So they're really, really important for biodiversity, and biodiversity is essentially the variety of life on Earth. Trees are actually a bit of a block of flats for wildlife. So down at the bottom of the base of a tree you have the roots, where there's lots of little holes and nooks and crannies that are perfect for animals like mice and other mammals, and also for insects like beetles as well, who like to use up the dead wood, and they actually feed on that. And then you get the lovely rough texture of the bark, which is perfect for insects to lay their eggs in. And as you move on up the tree you get your caterpillars that feed on the leaves, and then of course with all of those insects come the birds and the bats that feed on those insects as well. So actually an oak tree, for example, can hold up to 280 species. It can support over 280 species of insect. So then all of those insects provide the food for the animals further on up the food chain.